What if I told you that price is almost never the real reason why a customer says no? I know it might sound a little bit surprising, but here's the truth. If price were the only thing that mattered during the buying decision, then no one would ever pay $86 for a breakfast buffet when they could pay $2 to scramble the eggs at home. Today, I'm going to show you the framework that will completely change how you talk about value, how you talk about it with your customers, but then you also see that value when you're making buying decisions for the services inside your business. It all starts with 3 words: quality, price, and speed. Here's the rule that every business owner needs to understand. You can only deliver on 2 of the 3 at any given time. And so when you're thinking about the different combinations, you can provide good quality and fast service. That's going to lead itself to higher prices. You're delivering excellent quality, and that commands a premium. The second option is you could be delivering really good quality at a lower price, but it's going to be slower. Your calendar will book up weeks in advance, and demand will outpace your capacity. Last but not least, you could offer fast service at a low price, but that's going to lead to lower quality. You're cutting corners somewhere. In the long run, that always costs more for your customer and for you. So the question isn't just what do we charge? The real question is, what combination are we known for? And are we communicating that clearly to our customers? Let's talk about scrambled eggs. It's breakfast time. Your first option is you can make the eggs at home. Eggs, butter, a little cheese, some veggies all in. You're probably spending $2. But you need to have everything stocked. You need to carve out time to cook. Then you've got to wash the dishes. Another option is you can go to a restaurant, sit down, order breakfast, and you might spend around $20 by the time you add in a drink and a tip. But why? Do you know how much a cost of an egg is? It's so cheap. Well, it's a different experience than what you were providing yourself at home. Because while someone else was cooking the breakfast, you could sit down, enjoy a conversation with a friend or a business colleague. You could read a few pages of your book. You could even squeeze in a business phone call. No grocery shopping, no cooking, no cleanup. It's just everything is done for you. So you are actually using the restaurant's labor, kitchen tools, and the dining room furniture. So you have to pay more for that type of experience. Then you could also have option 3. There is actually a breakfast buffet in Las Vegas. $65 before tax and tips. So you're going to spend about $86 where you can order scrambled eggs. But you know what? It's not just about scrambled eggs. This is an experience. You're buying an experience, a memory, a moment on your vacation. And that is how you can have such a completely different price point when we're really just talking about something as simple as eggs. It's the same eggs, 3 completely different prices, and they all have customers who happily pay. That $86 breakfast buffet that I mentioned in Vegas, there was a waiting period, a line out the door. So that's one of the most magical things about value. Price alone doesn't drive the decision. The combination of quality, speed, and experience determines what that value. And sometimes you might be in a situation where you value a lower price and you've got a little bit more time on your hands. You want it cooked a certain way and you're the only one that knows how to do it. So you're just going to stay at home and you're going to cook your own eggs. But then other times you value the experience. You want something memorable you can use in a training video, and you're willing to pay a little bit extra money while you're on vacation and have that experience. So when a customer pushes back on your price, they're not necessarily saying you're too expensive. In their mind, they might be thinking, I can just do this myself, like making eggs at home. And that's your opening. That's where your sales process needs to step in and educate them on what they're actually getting when they hire you. When a customer brings that price and they say it's too high, it's your responsibility to really dive in to identify what the real problem is, because you don't need to get defensive and you do not need to default to offering a discount. That's the worst thing you can do. You need to stick to your pricing strategy and follow it through. Here's what you should do instead. Shift the conversation to quality and speed. Remind them of what they're actually getting. They're going to get your expertise, your specialized training. You have tools and systems in place that are going to provide that service in a very efficient manner, safe manner, and plus they can have peace of mind knowing that it comes with a warranty or any type of guarantee that you might offer. A do-it-yourself option might look a little cheaper on the surface, but when something goes wrong, and it often does, the cost of fixing it is far greater than the cost of hiring a professional the first time. You cannot compete on price because there will always be someone cheaper. You must charge the right price and make the value so obvious that the price becomes secondary. Here's something that most business owners don't think about. The exact same triangle applies when you're making purchasing decisions for your own business, except for the three variables look just slightly different. So when you are selling your services to customers, you are looking at quality, time, and speed. Internally, when you are making buying decisions for your own company, you are considering money, what does it cost? Time, how much of your time does it require? How much time will you and your team save? And then also energy. What's the mental and emotional load it puts on you and your employees? I recently talked with an owner, and he was very focused on one thing: the dollar amount he was spending every year to a company where he was leasing his employees. And he kept saying, I could save that money if we just handled it in-house. So we actually did the math together. And when you lease employees through a professional employer organization, you're not just paying for payroll processing. The actual fee covers the management of the benefits, the time for filling out paperwork with the health insurance, the forms to participate in the company's retirement plan, tracking paid time off, workers' comp claims, and the actual policies, payroll processing, tax filing, and compliance related to payroll. There's also legal and human resource expertise that the company was providing. And there's also a dedicated team that your employees can call when they have questions. When we divided the total cost by the estimated hours it would take to manage all of this in-house, the company was paying less than minimum wage for access to an experienced team of professionals. That's not an expense, that's an investment. And here's the bigger picture. If you overload your existing employees with tasks outside of their area of expertise, you don't just create inefficiencies, you hurt morale, damage your culture, and slow down your growth. Here's the truth that might sting a little bit. If your business cannot afford to hire professionals, your prices are probably too low. A healthy business generates enough revenue to pay for quality materials, quality vendors, quality professional services. If money is so tight that outsourcing payroll or human resources or even marketing feels impossible, that's a signal that you need to really pay attention to. And here's what I want you to think about when you're setting your prices. Don't just think about what your costs are today. Think about what your costs will be 3 years from now as you grow. You'll need more people, better systems, more professional support. Your pricing needs to create margins to fund that growth that you have planned. You don't want to just be stuck where you're just surviving every week. Whether you're deciding to outsource a service or evaluating whether to bring something in-house, here are 3 questions I want you to run through. Money, what does it actually cost? And what does it cost to not have it done professionally? Second, from a time aspect, how much of your team's time would this consume? And could that time be better spent on their actual zone of genius, especially if it's a revenue generating activity? The third area is energy. What's the stress load on your employees? Are you keeping your people in their zone of genius or burning them out? You don't need to do everything in-house to be a great business. You need to do the right things in-house and trust professionals with the rest. The businesses that grow fastest are the ones that stay laser focused on their core service and outsource everything that pulls them away from it. The bottom line is customers do not buy on price alone. They're evaluating quality, speed, and price. And you need to be intentional about which two you lead with. When customers push back, don't drop your prices. This is a no discount zone. Shift the conversation to the value that you provide. The same framework applies when your company is the buyer. Evaluate every purchasing decision through the lens of money, time, and energy. If your business cannot afford to pay for the services it needs, you may have a pricing problem. This gave you a new way of thinking about pricing and the value that you provide. Please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, like the video. Also, share the video with someone that you know that might be struggling with the same thing. I look forward to seeing you at the next video.